What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Garage Gang Podcast. Joe, Aaron, Ken, always bringing you that super hot podcast fire. Today, we got Rory Doll.
It's super.
Central Coast golf legend, owner of Rory Doll Golf Academy.
Yep.
Also, you were a 2014 All-American at college.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep. That was starting a long
Fat
time ago.
accolades,
Oh,
man.
man.
I know.
I know. It was like 2014.
The other day
Like
we were
7
talking
years
about
ago.
Yeah.
the other day we were talking about Little League football, and Kenny said 20 years ago, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Shut up, dude! Not 20 years ago." And then I thought about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Holy shit! It was 20 years ago."
I was talking to someone
Like-
the other day. And I was like, "We gotta have our 10-year high school reunion," and that was last year.
Yeah.
we missed it
I know.
because COVID.
I'm
Oh,
on like year
COVID.
12 now.
I was like, "Wait, 10's already passed? That's crazy."
Yeah, I know. It's
God.
insane. I know. You guys, did you guys try to get like
No, I don't
a
think there was,
reunion or
I don't think
anything? Was there any
I
talks?
don't think there was
Yeah.
anything. I mean,
know.
it'd probably be on Facebook if there was, but I don't remember seeing anything.
Well,
that
I
jumped
kind
out.
of think everyone just was like, "It's Rona." There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
like,
No
especially
chance.
especially
No
when you
chance.
guys do that. Like, it was kind of the heart or the height of like
Yeah, it would
Oh,
have been
for
like
sure.
June or something like
Yeah.
that when we graduated. And that was
Yeah.
like right when it was really bad.
that was
so.
the height of Tiger King.
100%. I think I saw the 1 year anniversary for
That was
that
like
too.
yesterday or the day before. It was
Yeah.
on Instagram. It was like,
like,
1 year ago today. I was like, oh man, that feels like a long time ago. Lots happened.
Yeah. So Rory, Central Coast boy. I know we used to play Little League.
Yep.
Baseball
Little League.
and-
Started there.
You played some basketball in high
Yeah,
school.
you
right?
guys played. I was just, I was there.
You were there for moral support.
I was on the bench. Yeah, or missing layups, one of the two.
Hey, that's okay, man. That's
Yeah, it was-
okay.
We've all done it. Joe does it a lot.
We gotta have the big guys for pregame. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like in the
Yeah, look intimidating, walk
Yeah,
out,
exactly.
And then, go in the layup line, miss it, and Aaron be like, what the hell, dude?
He can rebound.
I know, right?
Okay, so obviously you grew up around here. Just what was it about this place? Like, why do you love it here so much? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a good spot. It's. I went to college in Nebraska because I wanted to see something different, and people were so.
Not much.
You went to Nebraska?
So you go to Nebraska.
I was between San Diego, Santa Barbara, and Nebraska were the three options.
And you wanted to go somewhere different.
I
so.
chose Nebraska. And I'm glad I did. The weather obviously is a little better in San Diego, a little more golf oriented, but Nebraska people were so cool. But it was really similar to here on the Central Coast. Like it's a small town. Like you go out, you see everybody you know. People are super friendly. So I think that's what I love about this place. And then coming back here, it was basically between Florida and here, two golf spots. But
Yeah.
here, I love Monarch, had an opportunity to be out there and also teach and play at the same time because when you're playing golf professionally, no one's paying you to do it. So you got to make some money on the side.
Straight up.
And
100%.
And it was easy to come back here, for friends here and everything. And it's just a good spot. We have a unique community, and it's not like LA or San Francisco. It doesn't have that big city feel, which I was never really about. So,
Yeah. But if you wanted to dabble in the big city life, 3 hours in either way, and you're there.
yeah, and you're right there.
So
Right.
You can kind of fake it in Santa Barbara a little bit.
Yeah,
Like kind of a little
it's
bit of it.
kind of the big city life for sure.
But most people didn't even know where this existed. Like when I first got back there, like, oh, you're the California kid. And I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, are you from LA or San Francisco? And I'm like, oh, neither. And like, well, where are you from? San Diego? I'm like, no. I'm like 5 hours from San Francisco.
Yeah.
There's
3
a
hours
lot
from
more
LA.
of California
Yeah.
than those three
Yeah.
cities.
They're like, oh, that exists? I'm like, yeah, it's in the middle of the two.
I kind of just go like halfway between San Francisco, LA.
Yep.
It's
I just say Pismo Beach
Pismo Beach
because that's
yeah.
kind of like the marker.
Yeah,
of
that's
a good
know
one.
Pismo, and then if you don't know Pismo,
San
then it's like
Luis.
okay, I'm in between.
Yeah.
In between
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah,
and Pismo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying to
nice.
explain it. But no, Central Coast is a good place, good people. So many friends here, and you go around town, you see people and you go to Jocko's or Jeff's favorite bar, Bill's Place, and
Oh, I love Bill's Place.
Oh, Bill's is cool. Yeah.
you see everyone which is cool. It's a small town, which I love.
Well, you had the connections too, like you said, wanting to come back and having to work here. It's a lot easier when you know all the people at the golf courses. And
Yeah.
you already have some people who would not mind coming to see you because they know
Yeah.
you've been successful. So
Yeah, I'd been around here, and there was an opportunity. Like when I was in high school, there were not really many good golf instructors around this area, and there was a lot of guys. They worked in the pro shop, they helped out a little bit, but there wasn't like a true golf coach around. So I wasn't really that good in high school till junior and senior year, and I started working with a guy in Santa Barbara. And so when I got out of college, I was like, well, my goal was always to work with kids. I thought, get on the PGA Tour, be famous, have a lot of money, and then I'll work with kids. And it kind of went a different route to get there. Still ended up in a great place, but I recognize it around here. If it didn't work out playing at the high level, that there was an opportunity. There was not really any competition at that time.
Yeah.
Coming back, which was cool.
Which is crazy because there's so many good golf courses around here on the Central Coast.
Yeah, I was blown away that someone. There was a guy that used to be over at Cypress. He ended up moving away to Florida. Him and I were the main, if you want to call us competitors. In my mind, we should have been working more together to grow the game. That person didn't really see it that way, and they ended up doing some stuff that people didn't love, and so he's he moved out of town and all that. But it's just, if you can grow the game and get everyone into it, that's what it's all about. But there's just a huge void, and even now there's really no one doing what we're obviously every golf course, some good instructors, people that teach lessons, but there's no one doing an academy, a true more than just golf lessons for kids. From basically Monterey to Santa Barbara. There's a good guy in Santa Barbara who's awesome, good friend and mentor, but it's a unique place to be in golf, and there's a lot of good tracks around here.
You're kind of tucked into that little spot where, like, I see what you're saying. Like Monterey, those kids are up there, but like around here, there's really nothing.
Yeah, because once you go past Paso, you just have nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, Salinas, but
Nothing,
there's
nothing until like San Jose.
Are there even golf courses out in Salinas and all that?
I don't think so. It's mostly just farming.
King City.
Yeah.
I don't think King City has a golf course.
Soledad, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's cool, man.
But-
So
Yeah, it's cool. So it's a good spot for sure.
Absolutely. So, okay, obviously you went to Nipomo High School.
Yep.
Let's go Titans.
Yep.
Titans.
Um,
Go Titan Golf.
yeah, Titan Golf. That's right.
Sup?
Yeah, that was some good times back. Like Brian Walker was on the team.
Yeah.
Colt Hoffman, Tyler Clark, Jeff and I were the two freshmen, so we were like,
Yeah.
They were all ballers, dude. I remember.
They were
I
good.
totally remember all.
yeah,
of them.
yeah. They were they were juniors and seniors our freshman sophomore year.
Yeah.
So they were
For sure.
You were a senior my freshman, I think.
No, Brian's a year ahead of me. Right?
Oh, so
Brian
you were
Walker?
a year older then.
Yeah, I'm a year older than Jeff.
You graduated in 9.
We're 09. What?
Yeah.
You're 10, right?
Yeah, I was 10.
09,
Yeah.
10. Brian's 08, right?
I think Brian's 08 or
Brian was 8.
08, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. Okay, so they were all a year older than you guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got 2 years with them, and we had a good team back then. That was fun.
Yeah.
We had some good sports teams. Like
Yeah.
that was crazy to look back at, like how good our school was in
Well,
football,
especially
basketball.
2010. Okay, obviously, you look back and you're like, okay, you got Akeem in the NFL.
Yep.
You've got Jeff playing Major League Baseball, and not just playing it, being at the highest level.
Yeah.
One of the
Excelling.
best players in the world.
Yeah.
He
I
does.
think you have
Yeah.
number 35 in the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you have
then-
other talent that
Well, and then
could've
you got you
went
going
on.
and being as successful as you were in golf.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge. You got honestly the best football player that ever went to Nipomo,
Dwayne,
Dwayne
yeah.
Hanna,
Yeah.
came out of that grade.
Yep.
And he's an absolute freak.
Yeah.
Kevin, Eric Pendergrass. It was there's so much talent in that grade. It was unbelievable.
2010 is gonna definitely goes down as one of the best classes Nipomo's had. For
I don't
sure.
think it'll
Definitely.
ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll take a long time, but just now it seems like the sports. A lot of people go back. It's back to the thing. Go to AG. For the big
God,
sports.
yeah.
Which is,
That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
like the cool thing to do.
I think Nipomo
Well, it's
was
a stupid
new and
thing.
fun.
I agree.
Yeah, go Titans. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool years to be there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, even though I wasn't much on the basketball side and stuff. But the golf
That's
was a
okay.
lot of fun, and just being out in the stands. Like,
But who
just,
cares,
like
though?
I remember
That's-
the
yeah.
night we beat. I think it was my senior year because I wasn't playing. I was watching the game when you guys or Jeff and them beat AG.
Yeah,
were you on that team?
I
Or was that
no.
the next year?
We were
I was
Okay.
not on that team.
We
Yeah.
were watching that. I remember. At least I was.
We were
I'm pretty sure you were
crazy
probably
in the
with me.
stands. It was at AG. It was
Yeah.
so
Thought it was-
awesome to
okay.
watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never beat them in basketball.
Yeah.
They always beat us.
They
It
were-
was like
they were
so
so
many
good.
We've
close
gotten
games.
close. We
So many
got
close
close.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just were deep. Really, they're all like AG,
Yeah.
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
They're always deep in every sport.
Yeah,
But-
there's so many kids.
So
It's
high
a
school
college.
golf. You were talking about freshman year was, baller. You guys had some really good
Yeah.
golfers. Going up, what you got? Like, did you get like league MVP at all? Or
I didn't get that good really.
Yeah.
I was probably top 5 junior and senior year.
Yeah.
I got close senior year. I think if I remember right, Austin Kaiser, a kid from Atascadero, won. He was a really good player, but that was my problem is I didn't bloom early enough in the scores, and like with big D1 schools, they're looking to sign you late junior, early senior year.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
so that kind of limited some of my options and what I could do. But it didn't really start taking off for me until senior year of high school, and then really freshman, sophomore year of college, it started to click. And I think I also grew so much. Like, you guys remember in basketball, like I had no idea where my feet were going. It was brutal.
So uncoordinated.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was so bad.
Well, you know what, big dudes, footwork is a thing you got to learn.
I was lucky to find the ground. I mean, it was brutal.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but yeah.
Especially trying to.
We can be honest, it was bad.
Especially trying to learn your footwork in a footwork reliant sport such as basketball, where so much success relies on what you do.
Especially being a big.
And I didn't have the mindset at that age. Like, I wasn't real aggressive, so like pushing my way around and stuff. So it took me a while. Like, I really didn't start hitting the ball far until probably sophomore year, junior year of college. I finally figured out, because I was 6'4", 6'5", hitting the same distance as guys that are 6'6", or 5'2", not 5'2", 6'2", 6 foot, 5'10".
Yeah.
Normal size high school guys, and I'm like hitting the same distance as them. I'm like, cool, I'm doing what I should be doing. Then I was like, wait, I'm way bigger than these. Like, I should be hitting it. And someone finally told me, they're like, Rory, you should be hitting it like 330, 320 off the tee, like with how long your arms are, how big you are. It wasn't until probably sophomore year of college that I got that. Yeah. But high school, I had a really good coach. We had Paul Springer, and his son played a little bit on the tour here and there. He'd been around some good players, older guy, kind of like a grandfather figure to us almost. And he just took Jeff and I under his wing, and we had so much fun with him. He would just put a lot into practices and just training us to be better players. And he helped me a lot with just how to play the game. And then the coach I was seeing in Santa Barbara just helped from just a mechanical standpoint, just making me a better athlete and hitting a ball. So, high school was good. It was fun. I had some senior year, Jeff left to play baseball. It was mainly just me and a couple of the other guys, but it was like I'd shoot 72, and the next guy would shoot 79, and it was a 95. It would just went down quickly.
So you were really taught.
So and then junior year, Jeff took my lunch money, literally our whole childhood, and then finally junior year we tied down to the stroke. So we had 1,792 strokes for the season, on the dot. And
That's
I was
crazy.
Yes, I tied him. I'm like, I did it. Shit. Now he takes my money again, because he's a baseball player, but he plays way more golf than me. So.
Yeah.
Hey, but you did take all our money. I will give you that.
Oh, that was fun.
So, okay, I played poker with him and Jeff, and he made a bet with all the guys at poker, and it said, what was it, shot under an 80?
It was 80.
Right?
Yeah, we were playing Satakoy Country Club later that week, and Jeff had been talking about how hard of a course it is, and talking it up. And I was like, and he just threw it out there. I bet you won't break 80. I was like, all right, I'll take it. And then all the guys around the table are like, can I get on that bet? Can I get on that bet? So it was like $20 10 ways.
Yeah.
And I was a little nervous. I mean, I hadn't played in quite a while. So I called Tony, who's one of the guys, who's one of my instructors that used to be my coach in Florida. Now he's here working with me and doing things. And I was like, hey, I need you to carve out about an hour and a half tomorrow, because I was like, I need some help. So
I'm sitting there I was literally right next to you, and I look over at you, and I was like, how long has it been since you played? And you were like, it's been like a year since I played around. And I was like, you're a golf teacher, but you're telling me it's been a year.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. And I was like,
All right.
I'll take the bet. You know what I mean? I think you shot a 78.
I shot 74.
Oh, fuck.
Because it was $1. Because
that's right.
I'm glad you beat Jeff, dude.
Yeah.
You beat all of us, dude.
Well,
100% glad of that.
I was like, I'm taking.
Kid don't need any more.
Everyone's losing 20, and then I'm standing to lose like 200 if I lose this bet. So I'm like, all right, for every dollar or for every stroke I'm under 80, I get an extra $1 from everyone. So I started off birdied the first hole, parred the second, birdied the third, and Jeff's just pissed. He's just like, no. I'm like, this is off to a good start.
So we told him hey, update us, keep us updated, and he's like, hey, just follow the Instagram page. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, 1 under, even. I'm like, he's gonna fucking break it, man. He's gonna do it. Dang it, man.
There was one point I got nervous on 12. I hit one out of bounds left. I wasn't paying attention, got sloppy, and I made. Then I ended up hitting the next one in play, and then hit it up there and made bogey. But I was like about 2 or 3 over, and I still had 5 or so to play, so it was right there where
it could have went either way.
Yeah, so I pulled it together, refocused, and we got it done. But that was so much fun. It was a mixture of luck in there, that's for sure.
I'm not gonna lie though, I didn't mind paying you the $26.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, good job.
Root for
Yeah,
the
you
underdog.
You know,
Hey, man. Listen, you make your own luck, bro. You
Yeah,
make your own
apparently
luck.
we did. I
More-
haven't
more-
played that good since. So,
more
So-
of the fact that you took $26 from Jeff was
yeah,
what.
anytime I take his money, Jeff,
Yeah.
when you see this, it feels great.
Yeah, I love it. He gets so mad if he loses the hand.
Bring him bring that guy down a notch.
Yeah,
right
he's
there.
the most competitive person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Like everything, we've never done anything that's not a competition. It's always a competition. So yeah, high school golf was fun and you know, got to develop and led into college, and I had a good college coach and was able to just kind of start my own new thing there.
For sure.
and-
That's cool. So before we kind of get into the college stuff, we're gonna do a segment.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a fun
So
one.
I'm gonna describe this scenario for you.
Okay.
Okay. So we are captains, each of us, of a 4-man scramble team. We're
Okay.
gonna-
No, it's a 5-man, right? So we're
Well,
we're
so
pick-
we're the
picking 4
captain,
people. Yeah,
but we're
Five
picking 4
altogether.
people.
But we're picking
5
four.
altogether.
Okay, so it's a
Picking
5-person team.
So the first one, and we'll go like draft order. So we'll start with Aaron, and it'll come back, Snake to me, and then come back. So
Okay.
the first person that we're gonna pick is one professional golfer to have on your team.
Do I get to go first?
You can if you want.
Yeah,
absolutely.
if you want.
100.
Well,
Well, is it him? Is it the player in history, or is it the player right now? Today?
It could be any
whoever
professional
anybody's
golfer
ever played.
you want.
Tiger Woods.
This is open ended.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods?
Tiger.
Open-ended.
You gotta take
Okay.
Tiger.
All right.
Okay. Well, so
So
first round is
first round is your professional golfer.
Okay.
Second round is going to be another professional athlete, which Jeff McNeil is off the table.
Okay.
I don't wanna play with him
we're like,
anymore.
we don't want
him too
him.
much anyway. Forget that guy.
The third round is fictional character, and the fourth round is any actor.
Okay.
Okay, so you got Tiger Woods. Kenny, who do you got?
Bubba Watson, because I think I didn't do mine so much for performance. Well, he's amazing, but what I'm saying is it's just to have a good time.
He's entertaining for
absolutely.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
what mine are gonna have a good time.
Okay.
I'm gonna go John Daly.
you fuck.
Stolen.
That was it. I was like,
Yeah.
John Daly for
I don't
sure.
think you're making it through the round if he's in your group. You're either passed out drunk or all your clubs are thrown in the water broken, but you're gonna have a good time
Hey.
doing it.
All right, so
Kind of like playing with me.
so
All right,
John
we're good.
Daly. If John Daly's not my guy, I have to go lefty. I think
Okay.
lefty.
Phil
Collins.
Mickelson.
Phil.
Philip?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I think he'd be fun. You know, I always cheer for the
All
Americans
right.
too. So then I get to pick. It goes me, and then it goes back.
we'll
up.
Yeah.
go back
Okay.
around.
So for athlete, Steph Curry.
Okay.
Steph
First off,
Curry.
he's a good golfer, and he
He's-
just seems like a great time.
Amazing golfer.
Okay. Yeah. Very talented player.
I'm gonna pick Tony Romo. He's got a
I had a
1.6
feeling you were
handicap,
gonna do that.
so why not Tony Romo?
What do you
I
guys
think it'd be fun to golf with Marshawn Lynch.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
It'd be
Yeah.
so
Okay.
fun. Yes.
Doing anything with Marshawn Lynch would
Yeah,
be fun.
it'd be super fun.
This one might be a little controversial because a lot of people don't like him, but I'm
Who
gonna say
cares?
Brady.
Okay.
no,
Brady.
yeah, Brady's
Oh,
a
that
good
guy.
golfer.
I
That
think
is
it'd just be cool to pick his brain, and he's a good
Yeah,
golfer.
that's a
Besides,
good
when he
one.
did the match, he fell apart. I'd like to help him a little,
But
fix
still.
the hook.
Yeah.
But hey, Brady, I picked you, man, because I can help you.
Yeah.
Hey, RDGA. RDGA.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one is fictional character. So anybody from a movie, TV show, made up, whoever whatever your heart desires.
Oh, this one's kind of an interesting one. Okay, so and a golfer, or like you play golf with them, fictional character.
Yeah. Like whatever.
Just someone I'd want to meet. I think it'd make it hilarious. I'm gonna go with Deadpool.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that guy. His sense of Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. I'm gonna add him
So
to the group.
Deadpool just
There you
Yeah.
killing
Yeah.
all the caddies.
I like
and-
Deadpool.
Just
That's a
him,
good pick.
just just with his smart ass being a dick out there on the
Absolutely.
course
So-
talking shit and stuff. I think that'd be a fun.
It would be super fun.
Okay.
Mine would be Al Cervic from Rodney Dangerfield from Caddyshack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
There you go.
That would be
Great.
fun.
Great pick.
Fun
Yeah.
as hell.
I'm gonna go Shooter McGavin.
Oh. Okay. So
okay.
we're staying in the golfer theme.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Shooter.
You can't go wrong with shooter.
I was going to pick that too. I was like, oh, I'll go Ronnie though.
So mine. Have you guys seen The Big Lebowski?
yes, of
Yeah.
course. The dude abides.
The dude. I would love to go with the dude.
Okay.
He just seems like such a chill dude. Like we drink White Russians the whole time
Yeah.
and just have a good time. You know what
I
I
know
mean?
he's more of a bowler, but that would be good.
Hey, I
just-
think it'll. I think
I'm,
it'd be
I'm,
good
I'm trying to
golfer.
look at it and think like chill people. You know, Steph, Phil. I think the dude would be a great kind of person to go in there. He'd be mixing his drinks the whole time. Probably wouldn't even play.
No.
He would just sit there and make
Yeah,
drinks
my
for us
fictional
the whole
character,
time.
I think, is just there for comments.
Yeah,
He's just
Be-
a commentator.
Exactly.
And
He just wants his rug fixed, dude. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so then it goes with me, and I start for celebrity,
So
right?
it's
Or an actor.
Celebrity, actor, whoever you
yeah,
want.
So I picked Dak Shepard.
Cool.
Okay.
I love
I think
that.
Dak Shepard would be.
You listen to his
an actor.
podcast?
No, I don't. Actually.
It's
called the
Armchair
Armchair Expert.
Expert,
It's
yeah.
fucking great.
I'll listen
good
to it.
podcast.
I've been listening for years. It's
But yeah,
it's just good.
I think Dax would be an absolute blast, especially with this group. So
Hell yeah. I'm going to round out my team with Matthew McConaughey.
That's-
all right.
That's a good one.
Guy.
That's a good one.
can't go wrong.
Stole him.
Oh, that's a
wrong.
good one.
He's solid.
Yeah, I picked Adam Sandler.
There. Okay,
Oh, he's hilarious. That'd be good. That'd be.
Yeah.
He knows his way around. the
and you
golf
just
course,
have
too.
to
Just a
ask.
bit.
You have to tell him to do the Happy Gilmore
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
like-
absolutely.
Oh well, absolutely.
Oh, I had Matthew McConaughey just ready,
Ooh.
locked and loaded.
Loaded.
Joe's over here stealing everyone's.
Yeah,
Joe.
another actor that would be awesome. I'll go Bradley Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
There you
Cool.
He's a
Yeah.
guy that I just want to sit down and have a beer with and just be like, just pick his brains.
Yeah,
kinda
he
hear what
totally
has
went
to
the
say.
closest to Matthew McConaughey you could pretty much go.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna go
I mean-
one over, like
Yeah,
right there.
like probably a little more
Stole my
chill.
guy.
Yeah.
Matthew,
So,
I think would have better.
I
just
think
quotes.
those are great.
Those are awesome
Okay.
teams. So out of those
when's the
teams,
tournament?
I know, right? Out of those teams, what team would win?
Oh God, I don't know.
Well, Tiger's just out of the hospital, so I think.
Well, I
we're
mean,
gonna, we're
to
gonna
So
lose.
I got
Tiger.
I got
Honestly-
Phil and Steph on my team.
I think I might win.
I got Phil and Steph. Dax, I don't know. I'd imagine he's a good golfer, or at least he plays. And then the dude, like I said, he's just. We'll just give him like
He's
an
about
8 on every hole, and then we'll
do
just,
it about as much as Deadpool's gonna do.
Yeah, I don't
today.
know.
So,
Yeah. So I guess it's funny because you're kind of mess up guy, like guy who's not gonna do shit. Yours is the dude. Yours is Deadpool. Mine would be probably Marshawn Lynch, just kicking back.
Yeah.
Yours,
taking people
what?
out.
Probably Matthew McConaughey. I don't know if he's a good
Well,
golfer
who
or
else?
not.
Who else?
Matthew
Who was your
McConaughey's
fictional
probably good at
shooter?
everything.
Oh, you got
Shooter
shooter,
McGavin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have Adam Sandler, Bubba Watson, and now Rodney Dangerfield was
Yeah,
a boss on
you're
that.
gonna win.
Yeah, I
So-
think
Yeah, just
you're gonna win. Okay, so
Oh, cool.
Kenny's team would win.
Yeah.
Whose team would be the funnest to like
Plus, I feel
drink
confident
with?
beating you guys.
that
Him.
that one probably.
Aaron's.
Phil's pretty fun to drink with. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind
Phil,
of.
Steph, the dude, and Dax.
I want to
Are you
drink with
kidding
John
me?
Daly, dude.
Well,
Just
yeah.
freaking-
But like you said, he would drink you into the fucking field.
Yeah.
You
By
would
like
make
the
it to
fifth
back-
hole, dude.
You would make it
and-
to the back 9.
Cool.
Yeah, that
Well,
would-
that was a great.
That
That
was
was a
cool.
good idea. We haven't done it since what? Mike was it?
Yeah, so
Aurelio?
we did this something like this. We did right when quarantine started
Yeah, it was.
with Mike Perolio, and we did I think what was it like 6 people you want to be quarantined with,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so we kind of did something like this. But yeah, it's always always fun to get everybody on their toes a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta think a little bit on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So moving on to the college years, what pulled you to NWU? And go ahead.
It was honestly, so I went out there in the middle of winter. It was snowing. It was like 10 degrees, and it was just the coach. Like, we sat down, and it was kind of a power move on his part. He just sets the national championship trophy right in the middle of the table. And I'm like, he goes, we want to win more of these. They had just won one, I think, 2 years previously. And I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool. I'll take that. They had a really good team. But it was another situation I was stepping into where it was a lot of seniors, and I was a freshman. And so we had a pretty big freshman class coming in. There was going to be 4 of us if I committed. And there was 2 juniors and 2 seniors on the team currently. One of the juniors was going to do a study abroad program the next year. So I knew that basically, I had 1 year, freshman year, and then by sophomore year I could be, lead the team basically. But the coach sold it, and the situation was good and all that, and it was good scholarship and everything, which was cool and helped out a lot. But it was the coach. He had been around good players. He caddied for a guy named Morgan Hoffman a little bit, who's been on and off tour. He's one of Ricky Fowler's good buddies. So it was just being around a program and a coach. The UCSB coach was just he was just more of a, for lack of better words, he was a yeller. He was just, he'd yell at his players, and he was just aggressive and just,
I don't feel that's a good combination in golf.
No.
No, it doesn't, I don't need a pep talk.
You gotta
Yeah,
be
like,
mental. Yeah. We're not in football.
I'm already
going
mad at
against-
myself.
Yeah.
You know?
That's not
Yeah.
the right headspace for you.
No, so it was mostly that. It was the coach was going to be awesome. They had good practice facilities, and when I just went there, the people were so great as a whole. Like I went over to the team's house and one of the guys, and we had barbecue, played cards. It's just kind of the chill. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't like we got to go go out in the town and do this crazy stuff. It was a good team unit, which was really cool.
Well, was there a town to go do crazy stuff at?
Yeah, Lincoln's actually pretty fun.
Oh, you're at Lincoln.
Yeah, I was in Lincoln.
Okay.
Lincoln,
Yeah.
that's the only thing about. I drove through Nebraska, and it was just the most boring state, except when you got to the eastern part
Yeah.
of Nebraska, where it's Lincoln. Omaha.
There's like 8
That
hours of nothing but corn.
nothing.
Yeah.
and like it smells like shit.
Yeah.
So
No, that's Iowa. We hate Iowa.
Iowa was pretty cool. I liked it.
Whoa,
I liked it. I liked Iowa, scenery wise, and
Yeah.
I mean it was tough.
We hate Iowa.
Yeah,
So
there we go.
I said you went to NWU. It stands for Nebraska
Wesleyan,
Wesleyan University.
Yep.
And so
So
for our viewers out there that don't know what NWU is, which
Yep.
I'm sure
that's where
most
that.
of them don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not a West Coast thing. No one knows what that
I
is.
did it. I was on Wesley.
Yeah,
Okay,
Wesley,
cool.
what?
He went to Nebraska.
NWU. Yeah. That's like people are like, where'd you go? Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Lincoln was a lot of fun. Good town. Game days were crazy for everyone's Husker fans. So game days were awesome. You become a Husker fan right away. I didn't really have a college football team that I loved. Now it's brutal to be a Husker fan. That I was there like right in the years.
It's
with
been
Bo Pelini
brutal
and
for
When they
stuff.
got
long
Frost, it was
time.
like I thought that he might be the one.
Yeah.
Frost might be the one.
And then it
He's just not doing it.
tanked.
Yeah.
They got McCaffrey though, so I will say they got the little McCaffreys. They're in their quarterback for next year, and Nebraska could be all right.
We'll see. Well, that's what they say every year.
Yeah, I know, right?
One of these days they're about
So
to
are you a
lose their
Nebraska
sellout.
fan? Is that your team?
I was, and then it just got so disheartening, and I'm like, I'm not even from there. So when they get good again, I'll go back to like actually watching the games. But if I had to choose a team and say I was like a fan, I don't watch a lot of college
cool.
football anymore. But I would still say Nebraska, just because the environment, like being in that stadium and it's rocking, and they come out of the tunnel and stuff, like you get goosebumps. It's crazy. But they got a good, like the downtown scene was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It's a good town. So yeah, I love the town, love the people, coach. So it was just a good situation. I could see myself growing and being a better player, because the dream was always, turn pro and play professionally afterwards. So somewhere that I felt like I could get better and do that. Whereas going to a bigger D1 like San Diego or something like that right away, I may not play for a year or two. It's just gonna be hard to get time to develop. So
did you get your coach some more of those national championship trophies?
Not quite. We ended up, we had a chance my junior year. We were pretty good. We were actually number 1 in the country for all the fall season and into spring a little bit. And a couple of our younger guys just weren't playing super great. We got to each year, my first 3 years, we got into the national championship as a team. So we had we had a weird conference where we actually didn't, if we won our conference, we went to NAIA, but we weren't an NAIA team. So we got into the NCAAs by an independent bid, but there was only like 3 of those. So we had to get chosen. We couldn't earn our way there, basically. So we got chosen all 3 years. The third year, we had a pretty good shot, and that's the year that I made the cut individually, but a couple guys struggled, so we didn't make it as a team, so I stayed there by myself. And then my senior year was very similar. It was eerily similar to high school, where a lot of the players had graduated, a couple players kind of dropped off. The freshman class in my year didn't really come through like they were supposed to. A couple guys quit.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting chosen to go by myself, which was really fun, but really weird when you don't go with your team.
Yeah.
It was just,
Well, especially if you're used to that. That's what you've been doing.
like I was always traveling with the guys. Like we always did everything together, and now I'm just like me and my coach going out to dinner, And I lost my coach my junior year. He, after my junior year, he resigned. So my senior year, I was kind of like player and coach, helping this new guy out. So it was just a lot senior year. But no, we had a really good team. That was a lot of fun. And
Was that year the year that you were the All-American?
yeah, that was
your
junior.
senior?
That was junior.
2014.
2013, I was honorable mention, and then 2014, I got the actual All-American. 2014 was a good year. I mean, I
Damn.
just
So,
awesome.
like,
That's
when
badass.
you got that call, like, you're an All-American?
Yeah.
Was that kind of one of those you're, like, puffing your chest out?
Yeah.
You know,
it was just like
I got those double A's on me now.
Yeah, like
you
we
know?
got it, we did it.
That is so tight.
It was sweet. It was a neat call. I think that was probably one of the biggest honors. And then getting the call that you got into the national championship was cool. So they go through and they pick the teams that are going to play in the national championship, but then they pick the best 5 players in the country to go on their own to the national championship. And that's what I was nervous about because my team wasn't going to make it. And I was like, man, I've gone all 3 years, and to not go my senior year would just be brutal.
But to be top 5, dude, that's
yeah,
that's a big.
But I got that call. And that was cool. Like that was like even more so I think than the All-American to get that. But I mean, I just you get hot in sports sometimes, especially golf. And I mean, we as a team we played well at first, but then it was just too easy almost. I was just so hot and playing so well. We were just walking through the season, and then, come national championship, I played well. I made the cut, but I didn't play. It exposed some things in my game that I knew I needed to work on to get better. That the tournaments I played in before just didn't expose and just wasn't there to win it. But it was a lot of fun having that career. Like it was a blast.
That's what's up.
It was.
What were your favorite courses you got to play in college?
We played Oak Hill, which is in New York. We played it right before the PGA Championship was there, the one that Duffner won.
Okay.
Guy puts a big old fat dipper in every
yeah.
time he plays.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he won it shortly after, so we played there that spring. That was really cool. Amazing golf course, super hard. It actually snowed that day on us a little bit. It's in New York. It's like 70 degrees. We're playing. I'm on like hole 12, and this cold front moves in, and these clouds, and all of a sudden like snow's coming down. It's 35 degrees. We're freezing, and then the next day is back up to 70 again. Just insane weather.
That's crazy.
But playing that golf course in that weather shot like 75 and was stoked. I was like, this is awesome.
Hell yeah.
But it was cool just to see them, like to watch the tournament afterwards was really cool.
Oh, so you got to stay and actually watch the tournament?
Well, like on TV, like seeing them in the same spot.
Gotcha.
Oh, I hit it over there. That person's in that spot. Playing in the coolest tournament I played in was right after I graduated. So right in the midst that about a week before the national championship, I qualified for the U.S. Open to go to the sectional round, the final round, which was the first time I actually got to play against like real professionals, the big names. And so I qualified for that, went to the national championship, and then the week after that turned pro and then went to Memphis to go play in that tournament. That was at Colonial Country Club, which was a cool course. And that was kind of probably one of like the biggest moments like starting out. And I was like, all of a sudden, I'm hitting balls on the range, and Rory, not McElroy, the other one, blanking on his name, Sabatini, who was back when we were kids, he was a big player and stuff. I mean, I used to play as him on video games because we had the same name.
Because Rory, yeah.
And he like walks up, he's like, hey, you mind if I hit there? And I'm like, no, yeah, go for it. Help yourself.
Yeah, right? Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, exactly. Can we chat a little bit? But a lot of the guys that are playing on tour now and pretty solid were at that because they were young at that time too, around the time I was. So just to be able to rub shoulders with some of those guys, be around them, and it was cool. The game was definitely different, and that was the hard part about going from college to professional is it just changed so much.
Like that too.
Yeah, I mean, just these guys go out and that was the closest one I ever got to qualifying. I shot I think 67 in the first round, and I played with David Toms. And the guy's like 45 years old, maybe closer to 50.
I was going to say he's pretty old.
Yeah, and the guy's just a stick. I mean, he's just hitting these little tiny fades every single shot, and he shoots 66 like it's nothing. So we go to the next round, because it's 2 rounds in the same day, and he's just cruising around, shoots another 68. I think I shot like 72 or 71. I missed qualifying by like 3 shots, and he ended up winning the qualifier, which was just cool to watch that. Yeah. I was like, man, you make the game, like at any level in professional sports, they make the game look so easy. And now as an instructor and a coach, when I look back on myself then, I'm like, I want to slap myself. I'm like, you're so dumb. Like, why'd you make it so hard? And like trying to relay that to some of these younger kids now and stuff.
But let's be real. Golf is a hard sport.
It is hard.
No,
dude, I don't
hard.
care how good you are, how prepared you are. When you see, I think it was Spieth hit it into the water on 12 like 3 times in a row.
Hard to watch.
But do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm not the only person who does that. The best in the world just did it you know what I mean?
Well,
So
it's just a sport you can make you into a straight up mental case in a.
Yep.
It
Snap
should be,
of a
the
finger.
ball's just sitting right
Snap.
there, just waiting for you to hit it. It's not that hard in your head. And like, you see guys like Justin Thomas. He just finished he just finished dead. I think he was dead last a couple weeks ago at the Genesis at Riviera, and then wins the Players 2 weeks later. Like dead DFL, dead last, and then you just win the Players 2 weeks later.
That's insane.
Flip the switch.
Yeah, and that's what, like, I think that's something that players nowadays and these younger generation don't get, because they want the instant gratification and they want it to always be good, no failure ever. And it's like, it's okay. He just figured something out, and then the next week he's got it.
Well, especially golf is that if you start young, you are going to have a long career.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's something that you can play
You're
till
talking 30 years.
yeah. So you're going to have tournaments and times where you, even in some of the biggest moments, you're going to have times where you have a terrible round.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just the way it goes. I mean,
Absolutely.
I have a terrible round every time I play. You know what I mean? So
And that ain't never gonna change.
yeah.
But,
But I still continue to
Yeah.
go. So
Wait,
it's like,
except
still
when you
have
play
that-
Avlo, right?
yeah.
well, I will say I win every time I play Avila. I don't golf good. I just beat the guys I'm playing.
Yeah.
That, you
That's
just got to be
almost all that
better than
matters.
the people in your group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're good.
It's just like outrunning a bear. I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to
Yeah.
outrun you.
Yeah.
Hey man, as long as you got that 12-pack with you and you're kicking back with your boys, it's
Yeah.
all good, man.
Dude,
It's
I'll
all
never
good.
forget. Speaking of Avila, like we pull up to the deal to like tee off, and they saw me like shoving all my beers in my bag before,
Nice.
and they're all, "You guys can't do that. You can't do that. Like you're not allowed to have them." I'm like, "You're shitting me, right?" And they're all, "No, we got beer coming around the course." I'm like, "Okay." So I go back to the car and act like I put it all away.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, put my thing back on the cart. Well, we get to the first hole, and I have to unstrap it to get my glove.
Oh, no.
Dude, so I forget to strap it back up, and we go to pull away, and all you hear is smash and just beer pouring out of my bag. But dude, I just grab I don't even look back at the marshal. I just grab my bag, put it back in the thing,
Out.
cinch it, and we go. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I have like one beer left right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, it's just broken.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, you guys slip it down in the bag and put a sweater around it, and then then you're good. Once you're out in the course, then you're good.
Yeah. You got to wait till like the third or fourth hole once you're kind of.
Hell no, dude. I popped that thing on
No
like
way.
1.5.
No way.
See, that's why he wins. He's
hey,
relaxing
yeah.
than
I do-
anybody else.
I do the challenge, dude, and I'm just like, "What's up, Mr. Albert?
Oh yeah,
What's up, Kenny? How you doing?"
Mr. Albert's the man.
He's, you look like a football player hitting it off that tee right there. I know, because I am. I was. I don't know. I don't know.
Old Terry.
I love golf.
I
God,
still
it's so
struggle to
awesome.
call him Terry. I'm like, all right, Mr. Albert Terry. He's like, call me Terry. I'm like, all right, Mr. Albert, I will. I mean, Terry.
Just understand, that's never gonna change.
No, yeah, like, that's just you have you in my head as that person.
So you have some school records from college.
Yep.
What's your
Yep.
favorite one?
What? Yeah. What do you got?
Probably most wins, I think, was probably my favorite, just because.
All I do is win.
There we go.
no matter
Yeah.
No, I love that. That was on my warm up playlist.
Hell yeah.
I just win, and then in golf you win like 1 in 10 times. I was like, I didn't win today.
Yeah.
But that was a good one. Low scoring average was cool. I think the wins was cool because it just showed over the course of a career, doing that. I think it was
Consistent.
the consistency, right? I mean, golf's not a sport where even Rory McIlroy said it a few years ago. He's like, I don't care about making cuts anymore. I want to win. Like, no one cares if you've made the cut and finished in the top half of the field your entire career, unless you did what Tiger did and do it for 10 years straight. But
Yeah.
winning, like that was the cool thing, I think, was that's definitely the favorite one, is having the most wins. And, and it'll probably hold up for a while. We'll see. The team isn't, unfortunately, kind of what happened at Nipomo after, those glory years we had kind of happened at this school. And it's hard because people want to go to a school that's successful, and if your team's not successful, it makes it really hard to recruit because you're promising something
If you're
that
not
you
putting
don't
that
have yet.
national championship trophy up in
Yeah,
front of a
when
kid
the
and
trophy
saying,
says, when a trophy says 08, it's like,
Yeah.
well, that was 15 years ago,
Yeah.
so it doesn't hold the same weight.
It's just
anymore.
harder to get people to buy in
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
a low key kind of like a rebuild.
Yeah.
Or
you got to bring in like 3
know.
big names or something, and then say we're going to build a team around these guys. And,
yeah,
but yeah, definitely the most wins is the favorite one for sure.
absolutely, man.
So
all right. So we got into earlier about the Rory Doll Golf Academy.
yep.
First off, how to get started, and
It-
I love the swag.
I really love the swag, and I can't wait
Yeah.
to
Get
get one
you
of
guys
those
some
hats.
stuff.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
I've got some flat bills, some other ones. I'll get you guys some stuff. So
For sure.
I'll drop it off.
Hell yeah, man.
It honestly started. So the dream was always to work with kids, regardless. Like I wanted to have a golf academy, and when you're 17 years old, you want to make millions of dollars and be on the professional levels and all that stuff. And so part of the reason I chose baseball over golf, because I wasn't overly great at either one. I was good at baseball when I was younger. Went through some awkward years. I probably could have played either one in college, but golf to me had a better backup plan. So how the academy got started is when I came back, I was teaching on the side because professional golf, you basically what you do is you market yourself to people, investors that have money. You say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. They buy shares of you. You take the money, you use it for tournaments. When you win, there's like a payback that you keep some, they keep some, and you pay them back. And then once they get their money back, then you start to make more. It's kind of it's an investment for them. But you got to pay your own bills too. Like you got to be adding more in and all that. Absolutely. So Monarch, part of the reason I came back, had an opportunity where I was able to go and start teaching and doing my own thing. And a gentleman there, Jim DeLobby, was teaching, and he was in charge there. And he'd been there for a while, and so he said, hey, come out. If you want to try it, if you're good at it, do your thing, and we'll see how it works. So I started there. And I was always the kid. I had been around a really good coach, Gary Gilchrist, and his right-hand guy, Tony Consolino, who now works with me and is my roommate and stuff when he's here. Awesome guy, great friendship. And I was always the kid that just wanted to know everything. So I wanted to know, you couldn't just tell me to do it. I needed to know why I needed to do it, how it was going to affect it. So I kind of built up my teaching knowledge, which was a huge detriment to the playing side of things because when you're thinking technique, it's like thinking about where your feet need to be.
Yeah,
exactly.
Very detail oriented.
Yeah, right. Too much. Where tour players are kind of stupid, where they think they're doing something they're not actually doing, and which is great because they need to just be feel performance.
Absolutely.
So I started working with a couple high school players I picked up because I was a good player, and I started teaching them. It went well, and over the course of about 3 years, I picked up more, and I was making enough to live and everything, and I finally got to a place where the teaching just doors were opening left and right, and on the playing side of things, it was just getting harder and harder, and I was like, the goal is to work with kids and have that platform and help them as just people. And so it finally took about 3 years ago. I decided, okay, I'm gonna. Monarch noticed what was going on. They have an awesome GM who's just helped me and mentored me the entire way on the business side and growth and stuff. And they finally said, hey, look, you're gonna take over. You're gonna be in charge. You run your academy at our facility. So I incorporated it. I did all of that, and just had a vision for what it was going to be. But I was still holding on to the playing. So I was still trying to play and beating my head into a wall on that side. And it finally took going down. At this point, I had picked up, I had 15 players, something like that, or somewhere in that ballpark. And I had picked up a really good college player who I'd known for a long time. And finally just, he kind of saw I was working with someone. They had some success. And it's all word of mouth. And I went down to San Diego, played in a tournament, played terrible, was miserable the whole time. And on the drive back, I was just like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I'm trying so hard to force this other direction and doors are just opening left and right. And I was like, forget it. I'm done. Like, I'll get to a point at some day where I start playing more golf and stuff. And I do some competition and things like that. But I was like, I'm going all in this direction. So then, just went through and started working a lot with those players, and things have just kind of gone crazy from there. But it was just a moment where I was like, I had this idea of how it was going to happen, and I finally just let go of that and trusted that I'm going to go a different way and trust that this is going to work and see what it gives.
Hell yeah.
So
in here, we've got 10 college athletes and kids in 16 different high school programs around the area. I mean, dude, that's a pretty big freaking net.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This last year has been year and a half. It's kind of like, someone tells someone who tells someone, and like that game and that's
word of mouth.
Yeah, the word of mouth has been nuts. I mean, I don't advertise or anything. So what happens I've been the director at Monarch and running the academy for about a year and a half, and but I didn't work for Monarch at all. It was just my stuff. And then a position opened up as one of the managers there, and the GM said, hey, why don't you come on work at the course. That additional income gave me the opportunity, and I called Tony in Florida, and he was my coach, and we'd always hoped to work together. And I said, hey, I can offer this. We can do, we can take care of you, get you a salary. He's got a wife and kids there, and they're not going to leave high school for about 2 more years. So he does basically 3 weeks on here working with me, and then 1 week off in Florida, and flies back and forth. And I said, look, let's go out in faith. Let's do this thing. And this was in January, late December, early January of 2019. So December 2019 leading into 2020. And great timing. His first day here was March 1st.
No way.
So I was like, fuck. Like COVID hits. So he flies here, and we're starting this whole new thing. He's getting, he's getting salary. I'm starting on the golf course. Like, we're taking this huge expansion. And I remember we're sitting in the living room of the house we were living in at that time and watching the news and, like, COVID and what's going on and the shutdowns. And I'm just like, how is this going to work? Like, we're about to go. Like, at this point, like, and I have 2 other people that work for me, and I'm like, you gotta, and I don't have, lots of money to go back on. So I'm like, I gotta take care of these people, and we're looking at it like, what are we gonna do? But at that point, we had a couple good college players, had a lot of high school players, but the numbers we have now are incredible. I mean, it's been just one person seeing another person, and like I said, there's not really anyone else doing what we're doing here. And I'd be the first to say that I don't really care about, I want to make kids better at golf, but just better people, better athletes.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about. Just like the amount of times we sit down, meet with parents and talk about kids, like, oh, their parents are going through a divorce. How can we help the kids navigate this better? Let golf be their outlet.
I love that.
How they can handle failure too, because golf is a game of failure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
you got to tell me, they got to learn through your program that it isn't an instant gratification sport, and if that's what you're in for, this might not be the sport for you. You're gonna be bummed a lot. But you can't lose your spirit. If this is what you're passionate about, then got to keep with it.
Yeah. No, it's been cool, and the growth. I mean, we were a year and a half ago. We had 20 to 30 kids somewhere in there, and on a busy month, because we do all membership based. It's like buy into what we do, because it's not I don't do a lot of one lesson here, one lesson there. Maybe adults want to fix their game or fix a slice or something, but for kids, it's like, I want to make you a better athlete, person, invest in you over a long period of time. So we do all membership-based stuff like that. And, getting to a point now, the hardest thing for me is it's hard to connect with all of the kids because there's so many. And luckily, Tony's an amazing person, so he's able to – we kind of section off, like, okay, you got this person, I got that one, like, and we're the main contact for them. It's busy for sure. There's a lot.
That's awesome.
Keeping up with them all, especially the college kids, because if you guys are watching this at some point, I apologize, but they're the neediest. And the better the player gets, the more particular they are on the littlest things. And you're like, that's not that big of a deal, or sometimes it is a huge deal, and they're at a huge tournament, and it's one of the best players biggest tournaments in the country, and it's like, we got to fix this, and we're not there. Luckily for videos and things like that.
I know Zoom is making everything so much better.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're talking about when the pandemic hit, we were like, oh shit, we just started the podcast. I think we were like 4 episodes in.
Yeah,
something like that.
We were starting to do pretty good, and we were like, fuck, how are we gonna keep this momentum?
Yeah,
Zoom, baby.
There you go.
Now we came up with the Zoom idea, and literally, we thrived through it. We thrived. We didn't,
Sadly, people being home, not doing anything, worked out really well for us.
Yeah.
Because people were sitting at home watching content. And we were creating content.
Plus, one of the biggest compliments we heard is we just brought positive energy to people. We didn't talk about the bullshit that was going, we didn't talk too much about the bullshit that was going on in everyday life, because guess what? They go on Facebook, they listen to the news, they listen to other people telling them what's going on, and we're just there to bring a different
Sweet
perspective.
podcast gold.
Some of that sweet podcast gold. And yeah, man.
Well,
so,
another time I would just scroll like at night or something. You know, you're not going out, you're not meeting up with friends and doing stuff. I mean, we were like you guys, where we thought we were gonna shut down for a week in mid-March, and then all of a sudden, and parents said, okay, we're gonna pause stuff. You know, we're gonna keep the kids home, and part of me. I told Tony, I said, let's put a plan together for if all of this goes crazy, because I have a feeling these parents are going to be like, forget this. These kids are going crazy. They need to get out of the house.
Yeah, get my
And
kids out of here.
About 2 weeks that happened. And then it's just been great. I mean, the counties let us stay open through all of it, which was awesome. And then it's just been
Well, good for
crazy
you
from
is
there.
that you can socially distance in golf.
Yeah.
That you want to because you're
Yeah.
swinging a golf club.
Yeah,
You need to
ideally, you're more than 6 feet, so you can hit the head with the
Exactly.
on
driver.
any given lesson, how many is it on the membership base? Is it one-on-one, or do you have a class?
So
with
we do a couple things. So with the college players, we had all of our college players were back from wherever their respective colleges were. So we had North Carolina, we had Oregon, Santa Clara, Arizona, San Francisco, Sac State. So a lot of them were from here, and the ones that weren't from here knew the ones that were. And just one girl I have is from Sweden, so she just stayed with her. Actually, has some family that lives close to here, so they all trained as like a team. So we treated them like one college team, and so they trained together for like 8 months with us. We took a trip up to Oregon. They had some like underground golf tournaments happening, which were really cool. So we went up to Oregon and we played there and went out with them probably in like September or something like that, August. And then so we do both. We do group, so like almost like a team practice. We do that style stuff, and then we do one-on-one stuff as well. So like the best dynamic for the kids, in my opinion, especially the high school kids, are they do the group, so like 1, 2, and 3 day week options, and then they supplement with some one-on-one stuff. So the group gives you your performance, it gives you your consistency of coming out a couple times a week, and then the one-on-ones really target what you need to get better in your skills.
So you can focus on that during the group time.
Exactly.
The
Yep.
goal.
Exactly. So, and we do, in the group stuff, it can be on course. It can be skills challenges around the green and on the range. We'll do mental sessions where we sit down in one of our, we're working on a building right now for the academy, but right now we use one of the maintenance facility has like a conference room. We'll sit them down and we'll talk about, play a motivational video from someone or something, and then kind of talk about some of the things, like what things do you go through in school? What do you go through on the golf course? What are you going through in life? Like, how do you get through those things? How do you become mentally stronger as a person? And I think those are probably my favorite things. Like that's the most fun, just having a kid open up and talk to you, and you feel like you're making a difference, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
Golf's great and all, and honestly, of all the students we have, it's such a small fraction. Like, look at the talent we had at Nipomo High School and who's actually playing professionally at a high level. You got Jeff, and Akeem played in the NFL, which is awesome. But, these kids aren't all going to go on to play professionally, but if we can help them become the best version of themselves and grow through a sport like golf, I mean, that's the best part.
They're going to be great citizens for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude. Like, I want to see these kids go out and do stuff. I'm just getting to where these kids are, like, starting to – I have my original ones, like 2 or 3 are starting to graduate college because I picked them up in high school about 5-6 years ago. And just to see what these kids are going to do and have these relationships is super cool.
Absolutely.
Man, I love this program you got going on, man. It's just so much more than golf and making money. You're connecting with these kids. You're trying to give them an option for the future. And also, I was reading your mission statement. I was on your website, and you also try to give yearly financial aid.
Yeah.
Which it goes to maybe tourney entry fees, equipment.
Yeah.
And other things for the family. I think that's absolutely wonderful, man.
That was probably like I have a couple moments that were like awesome in just life in general, and probably the best one I've ever had. I called a dad, kid who used to live here. They had to move out of the state to the East Coast, and hardworking kid, good family, and they moved right before COVID to go do like a ministry type thing for youth. COVID obviously hit that hard, shut it down, and I talked to his dad a while back, and the money just, he said, okay, well, what do we need to do to get him to play in college? That was his dream. His whole life was just, I want to play college golf. And so he's going to be a junior, and he's kind of getting to that crunch time. And he said, well, we got a budget of about like $200 to $500. And I was like, like just kill me. Cause I'm like, that won't do anything for you, because these tournaments you need to play in are $500 a piece.
Yeah.
And then the travel to get there, and he needs to play in enough of them. So we were able to, through some of the fundraising we did, through the academy putting stuff in, we have very generous people at Monarch, called him and said, look, we're going to fly. He actually gets here in about a week and a half. The academy's flying him out from the East Coast. He's going to spend a week, train, play in a tournament here, and then give him a couple $1,000s to just play in tournaments, take the entry fees.
Dude, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's.
And to hear that dad, just say, just not even know what to say and say thank you. And I was just like, that was one of the coolest things I've ever done. Yeah, and just had the opportunity. It wasn't even necessarily me that did it. It's just the generous people at Monarch, people that play, we do glow golf tournaments, and
Yeah.
and people playing that, and they'll pay. And I said, look, these are going to go, this is what this goes towards, helping these kids out. Another girl we have that their parents they don't have, golf's an expensive sport.
Yeah.
They
Hell
don't
yeah,
have
it
the money
is.
for it. And just to be able to give those kids an opportunity and to see these parents that care about their kids and stuff and give them an opportunity, to me, that's everything. That's what it's all about. I want to work with tour players, and I want to do all that fun stuff. But, seeing a kid that you can make a difference in, that's rewarding, and makes it worth it for sure. So that's probably my favorite part.
Amen on that, man.
Yeah.
Preach.
So earlier you had mentioned the facility you want.
Yeah.
So you kind of talked to me about it earlier. What is it? Well, tell me.
So we're working on basically where on the driving range somewhere. We're kind of figuring out location stuff, things like that. But basically a facility where we can. We don't have a lot of weather here, so we don't. But there are some windy, cold days. There is a little bit of rain here and there. But the facility, we're looking at something about 2,500 square feet that would have almost like, it's kind of the shape of the table, right? It's more longer, and it'll have a gym in it with a couple different, couple stations like pods with weight racks, things like that, and then a lot of
a circuit type deal.
Yeah, kind of like that, almost like a little bit of a CrossFit-y, but have a couple squat racks, things like that. Do a lot of dynamic stuff. TRX bands, all that stuff, and have a couple hitting bays, but all very open concepts. We can close the doors and run a full fitness class and do golf fitness. We can open up the bay doors and hit balls outside, and then we can have different technology that you wouldn't be able to have outdoors. Putting studios,
all those things,
radar, all that good stuff. And then a conference room where we can, meet with parents. We could do, group stuff with kids, all that type of stuff.
Business meetings,
right?
Someone-
Having more of those these days. But yeah, just getting that type of facility, just so when people show up that they, it's something that we can be proud of, and that people know that when they're going to go there, they're going to get, the best we can offer.
Wow.
It's a
which is
freaking
cool.
academy.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
And I mean, the numbers we're doing now are, talking to some of the members at Monarch about it, some of the homeowners, because they're super supportive of us. Just tell them it's something for them to be proud of that's happening right here in the Central Coast, and then we have the support of everyone. And bringing Tony on board was amazing, because he's so good at running the groups. That's the hardest thing for me. I can connect one-on-one with a kid, I can work with them one-on-one, but creating fun, dynamic group exercises every day is so hard, and he kills it. And so these kids are bought in, and the community's now bought in seeing it, because from basically, and San Diego has a couple big junior programs, but other than that, we're one of the biggest on the West Coast, and in Nipomo.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
insane.
Crazy. So
I think that's half the battle is just really getting everybody to kind of buy in.
Yeah.
Right? Because once you get to that point, then it makes it a little bit easier to know, okay, well, now my hard work's paying off, so now we get to keep doing what we're doing and expand on that.
Yeah, and then it's just making sure that from a business standpoint, trying to figure out, because to me it's all about the connection. It's the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm sure Tony's experience is very invaluable too. Because
he's been around some of the best music. Gary Gilchrist is awesome. He works with Michelle Wee. He worked with Michelle Wee. He developed her. Some other players, and then he was working with Sean Foley for a while, who was Tigers coach for some time, and he took some really good things from them. And he just he's a better instructor than I am by far. He has so much knowledge that I even take from him, when we have conversations. And I was texting him on Sunday. I was playing golf, and I was in Arizona playing and hitting the ball in the desert quite a bit, unfortunately. And so I texted him like, Tony, this is what's going on. I need help. I can't figure it out.
Spending more time in the sand than David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, his experience is just been so invaluable in having him here, and we're basically bringing stuff to the Central Coast in the golf side of things that just hasn't. It's called big city stuff, but like, it didn't exist here before. Even with me, it doesn't exist. It's him coming in with that knowledge base, and then, I love taking the knowledge, learning, and doing trainings and things like that. Just to keep the quality of what we're doing high. But that's the main thing now, is just sustaining it all.
The best part is going to be to see how good all our high school programs are going to be here in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Under all these kids coming to your program, I mean, I would imagine the high school golf around here is just only going to elevate.
Yeah,
Start filtering them through to Nipomo.
Yeah, right? Come on.
Start getting them to go there. No, there's some little guys that are and girls that are just absolute studs. I mean, at that age, I mean, there's like a 12-year-old who he's 4th in the country right now for his, like, they do it by like age divisions in golf, and just a little stud out there. I mean, he just goes around, and my favorite thing about kids that age, like 13 and younger, I'd say maybe 12 and younger, is they have no fear of failure. They don't know what that is yet. When you get up into high school, these kids are so conditioned to not do anything bad. Don't get a C in class. Don't do the wrong thing. Don't make this mistake. And they're so afraid of, like, well, what if I do bad? What if I do bad? Whereas these young guys are like, if you tell them to do something and they try it 9 times and fail and do it once, they're like, I did it. I'm the best.
Yeah.
If you tell a high school player to do it and they do it 9 times wrong and 1 time, they're like, I'm a failure. I failed 9 times.
The
It's a mindset.
The older you get, the more pressure you start putting on yourself. Because of life and stuff.
Sets in.
Don't we miss those carefree days of being a kid?
Especially once you start paying for the lessons, then it
yeah, exactly.
And you're like, oh god,
Mom and Dad are spending money. I got to do good. I had a little girl who's 12, and they're like super close family friends now, and I adore the girl. So the youngest one she's always got her sister's hand-me-down clubs, and those are probably 2 of the best girls we have in our program. And the mom and dad were like, okay, you've worked really hard, like you've been doing this forever, like let's get you your own set, like it's your time, you get to have a set now, you've always had your sister's hand-me-down stuff. And she's like, no, I don't want a new set, because if I get a new set, you're gonna expect me to do good. And she's a little stud too, and they're like, no, it's fine, like whether you do good or not, we just want you to have a cool opportunity. And it's so funny just what a kid thinks of, like what their mind goes to.
Well, when you go back and watch, like, the kids say the darndest things.
Oh,
they really do, man. They are just a complete crapshoot.
You would, totally.
Yeah, I would know.
I don't have kids yet, so I'm just waiting for that. I get a lot of practice with everyone else's kids.
You deal with them a lot.
So I was going to ask what the future holds for Rory Doll and RDGA, Rory Doll Golf Academy, but you got the new facility coming.
Okay. Yep.
You have a crazy amount of growth.
Yeah.
What else, man?
I think now it's just, I was talking to Tony a little bit. I had like a 10-hour drive back from Arizona yesterday, so a lot of time to think finally. First time in like a year. And I was listening to a podcast, Lewis Howes, who has some amazing people on there, and he just gets successful people. And I was listening to this one that was amazing, and just kind of hit me like, for the next year or two, it was always growth, and do more, get more people, more quantity. And that's where we had to be to sustain what we wanted to do and to have the instructors we wanted to have. But now I think going forward, it's just going to be more about the quality and then connecting with who we have, and the growth will come, but it's more about how do we give these people the best possible experience, the best coaching, connecting more with the kids and the players. Because that's the hard thing for me, is the balance of, you get these players out there and you want them each to feel like they're the most important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I, especially the college players, like I love all of them. They're super close with a lot of them, but when you're spread that thin and then you start running a business and everything, there's just not enough hours in the day, it starts to feel like. So kind of recentering and refocusing on just, getting life under control, getting connected back with those people again, just keeping the quality really high and growing in that regard. And then as these players start to play on tour, I would love to get to a place where we have some good names out here working and just creating a culture that these young kids walk out and they get to look up and see this player and know the story of how that player got there, and then they want to be that person, so they work hard, and then it just starts to be a cycle, and
Love
developing that.
When I like when you said quality, because with quality, growth comes hand in hand with that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If you're giving these people this special experience where they go like, oh my God, this is awesome, they will go out and tell their friends.
Yeah.
No doubt. So that goes hand in hand for sure.
And that's the thing, is we have enough now where we can sustain it and stuff, and just focusing on some of these kids. We have kids in just about every high school program on the Central Coast that has a golf team. And, letting those kids go out and teaching them to be the leaders on the team, be the leaders in their school, in their community. And that's what's cool. And then good golf a lot of times follows that, the better they are mentally.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's all about.
I know me and Aaron were talking about it. You have two podcasters here that would love to get out there on the course with you and create some video content. Let's get some. We want to create some video content.
Right here. Yeah.
Just have a nice loose thing going on and
That'd be
all
super
that
fun.
good stuff. Yeah, I know. Me and Aaron were talking about it. We're like, dude, let's get some good content, some good golf content, because there are some good funny shit to be had out there.
Oh,
with
God.
us.
Absolutely.
We've been golfing. So I love the challenge. I've done it over 50 times at this point, and it's
That's
amazing.
a great little intro course. Like,
Love
it's fun
it.
because it's only 2 hours
Yes.
or less. It's a
Yeah.
good time. It's not super difficult. You have a bad hole, you're on to the next hole right away.
Love it.
But you can only really unwind on, what is it,
Five.
four?
Five's the one like down the hill
Well, yeah,
with the
so
bathrooms.
five's
With
the one
the
down there,
lake right
and
there.
Yeah,
12.
on the right-hand
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
And you can unwind
That
as
one's
well.
the toughest.
12.
That one's like literally, the 12 and 5. 5, I always seem
He's always hitting in the trees.
in the
Every
trees.
time.
But the
I've
mindset-
hit the bathroom and landed on the green before.
He did.
The mindset is just don't hit it in the water.
Yeah,
And then
totally.
you don't get it in
I
the
usually
trees.
hit pretty
But
good.
I'm not going to lie. Those trees,
I rarely hit it in the water.
I can never
though,
find it
these
in
days.
those trees.
Oh no!
It's like Narnia.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
it's
gone.
like it goes
It
under
is
the
gone.
earth
Bye.
after. But okay, so hardest hitting question that we've had for you today, man.
Okay.
Favorite golf course food or beverage? I mean,
Okay. Beverage, you have to go with the Arnold Palmer because
wow, that's a good one right there.
it's half lemonade, iced tea, and then you get the dirt. I don't know what they call the Arnold Palmer with dirty Arnold Palmer, maybe.
That just makes him sound
Dirt-
like a
dirty
man.
palm-
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like
Dirty
a
dirty
weird-
palm.
Yeah,
Dirty palm.
Yeah,
Okay,
Be a dirty
that
palm.
sounds a little dirtier now
Yeah,
too.
that might not be
Dirty
good.
Arnie.
The dirty palm.
Dirty
yeah,
Arnie,
Dirty
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah. Arnold Palmer, and then food would have to be just a good hot dog.
Cool.
Like
Yeah.
I don't
Not
do
bad.
that very often at the course, but you get where they grill the bun or they put the bun a little bit. It's a
and
little
it's
toasty.
warm? Oh, yeah.
And it's a big
Toasty
hot dog, and they
buns,
split
baby.
it down the middle, and that's
Mine's beef jerky.
okay.
Beef
Nice
jerky on
little
the golf
snack.
course.
I used to love going to the butterfly grill.
Yeah.
Like after the round and getting like garlic fries or something.
Oh, the
Oh,
garlic fries are fire.
Yeah, I remember we used
Their
to do that. Like
fries
a
are
Jack
so
and Coke,
good.
a Jack and Coke,
Yeah.
and some.
Yeah.
And some,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Once I started working there, I'm pretty sure I gained like 10 pounds just from eating that food because the fries are so
Oh,
good.
my
Yeah.
God, dude.
We used to split those in high school, just basket of fries before practice. Super healthy.
I know. In fact, I'm due. I've been asking Aaron the last couple of weeks, and we've ended up busy. He's busy. I'll be busy. We want to go hit the challenge soon.
Yeah.
I just need to go to
maybe
a
another shot
range
this.
sometime.
Yeah,
Range,
let's
but-
set it up though. Let's go out on the course. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'll set it
Down.
up. We'll go.
Yeah.
Now that we have daylight till later,
Yeah.
you get some evening shots out there, and the course isn't busy, so we can kind of do
Yeah.
what we want.
Very
go out
down.
there. Just let's figure out a time.
Heck
yeah.
We'll get you in some golf swag. Get you
Yeah.
some
Oh, yeah, dude.
academy stuff.
That's what I'm
Fuck yeah,
talking about.
dude.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
Well, man, this has been one hell of an episode. We've loved having you on.
Yeah.
We love what you're doing for the community and for the Central Coast with the Rory Doll Golf Academy. Man, that's kind of hard to say for me.
Yes,
It's
RDGA. Roll
RD,
that.
yeah, I've been saying RDGA.
Yeah.
But I mean, just it's a great thing you got going on.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome. Thank you guys.
This isn't going to be the only time. I'm sure we're going to have you on. We're gonna see how it progresses. We're gonna partner up and do some stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a good time, man.
For
Hey,
sure.
It's good to all be back together.
Yes, absolutely. Do us a favor. Go follow Are you on Instagram?
Instagram's Rory Doll Golf Academy.
Yes.
We're gonna do a better job of posting stuff on there and content.
There you
So
go.
There it
that's
is.
gonna be follow that. There'll be some stuff going on there. We do a little bit on Facebook, and then also Rory Doll Golf Academy, and then the website's RoryDollGolfAcademy.com.
Bam.
So-
And
Boom.
you know where to find
Boom.
us.
Boom.
YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram, Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts,
Stitcher.
Stitcher. And
Yes, and
that's it.
I think that's
think
gonna
that's
do
it.
it for us.
Oh yeah,
man.
go watch all of our shiz on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, baby.
Like and subscribe. Give us a review. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. And that's gonna be a wrap for today, guys. GG's out.